Hi everyone, it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part of the Card Hoppin' February Hop from the Handmade Happiness Facebook group, and our techniques for the month were either water or bleach stamping, and our theme was inspired by. So I am going to be using some of the new products from the February Hero Arts kit. And this is their ink pad that is included in it. And I am just taking it and running it over the front of an A2 size card. I'm going to be doing this twice because we're actually going to be making two cards. The first one doesn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but I wanted to leave it in to show you guys the mistake. So I'm just taking that ink pad, swiping it across the card, and then just filling in some of those remaining areas with colors that match, just trying to do my best to line up the ink pad. The last one didn't line up perfectly, but it's fine. So we're going to be using this stamp set from Honeybee Stamps. So this is a clear stamp set, and I don't know if it's because it's a clear stamp set that it didn't work as well, or because they are a little bit more of a detailed image, but I took out a bunch of images. I am going to spray them with water and then stamp it down. So you can't really see it the first time, so I go ahead and add a little bit more water and re-stamp it, and it still really didn't show. I tried to take up some of that excess water so that it wouldn't drip down onto the cardstock, because what we're doing here is removing some of this ink. I'm using water reactive ink. That's what this ink pad is, and that's what you will need for this technique. So you can use Distress ink, Distress oxide, you can use these water reactive inks, anything that will react with liquid. So now we're going to be using this background stamp from MFT with the second background. Now, I've done this technique before with background stamps, which are the red rubber ones, and I think that they work better. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on the stamp, and then I'm going to do the opposite of what I did before. I'm going to bring the paper to the stamp. I'm going to place a piece of paper over top of it and rub on all of the edges. And just make sure I get all of the areas nice and contacted with the stamp, and then we're going to peel it back, and you can see the background on this. I don't know if maybe it's the reactive inks. You can see it once you really look at it, but it's a very, very subtle technique, which I like, because if you're trying to just go ahead and put a subtle background together, I think this would look really, really nice. So I chose 3 butterflies from this kit, and they have the interior pieces and then the exterior pieces. So the interior pieces cut out little slits in the butterfly to create the designs, and then the outside piece cuts the entire butterfly out. So we're going to do 3 of them, and I'm also going to be doing the reactive ink to ink these up. Now this card was inspired by one from the Hero Arts YouTube channel. I can't remember if it was the kit introduction, and I don't remember who did it, but it's over on Hero Arts website, and I just thought this was pretty cool. So this part is the part that is inspired by. So we're going to dip the colors in the butterflies into the colors. Now there are little white lines on there because I am putting it in between the colors. You could shift it over a teeny tiny bit and kind of get the colors to blend a little bit better. I tried to do that on this one. I wasn't as careful as I could have been, but if I shifted it over just a little bit, or if I went ahead and used a blending brush on these, I could have gotten the colors to blend and there wouldn't have been the lines on there. But you know what? It really didn't bother me. So now what I'm going to do, and this is the part that's inspired by, is that the creator of the video actually went ahead and took some black ink and dipped we're actually going to go back and add a little bit more color to that butterfly, because there was one spot that didn't exactly, there wasn't enough purple in that butterfly. I didn't have a lot of purple, so I went ahead and covered up, I think it was pink. And then now we're going to do the inspired by part. So the creator of the video went ahead and dipped their the dye into some ink. So first I'm going to try some white pigment ink because I thought it would look nice with some white highlights, but this again didn't really turn out. So I'm going to eventually use some Catherine Pooler black ink. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is. Hopefully you'll see it on camera, but this is Hero Arts white unicorn pigment ink, and you'll see that it really doesn't do anything. You can't really see the white, so I'm going to switch over to adding the black to the dye. I've never tried this technique before, and I think that I need a little finessing because you could see it. It really just brings out the die cut lines inside. You have to be really careful and line it up pretty good. I probably should have used some washi tape, but I was just kind of experimenting and wasn't sure how it was going to look. So I just went ahead and did it. Like I said, I probably should have used some washi tape. So I lined that up, ran it back through my Bitty Buzz Cutter, which is from Honeybee Stamps, and pull it out. And then you can see some of the details. It's actually pretty interesting. So even though it's not a ton, and there are a couple of little black splotches on there because I did move it around, you can see the details in that smaller butterfly more than you can see the details of the larger butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing with the other two butterflies. Once all three butterflies are done, I am going to now attach them to the card front. And what I wanted to do was to give them a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and just put glue on the center part of the body for the two that are the full butterflies. For the last one, the one that's still not attached yet, I'm going to just put glue on the very left-hand side and then push the wing up. Now you could put pop dots or some foam underneath of the wings so that they would stay up, but I just wanted them to be able to be not connected to the card. I didn't care if they stood up or not. So this is the stamp set that's included in the set. It's a smaller stamp set, and I chose the Thank You Sentiment. I'm going to be using that same Catherine Pooler. It was the Midnight Black ink, and going to ink the stamp up. And because I had already attached the butterflies down, I'm just going to use a stamp block. Well, it does not stamp very well. It's the first time I used it. I probably should have gone ahead and stamped it out first to see how it would go, but it was not as clean and crisp as I would like, probably because I didn't season the stamp, and again, it's the first time I used it. So to fix that, I'm going to take a black pen and I'm just going to go around all of the letters and color them in. Enough of the impression came out that I was able to go around with a pen and just kind of darken it a little bit. If not enough of the image gets stamped out there and you need to do kind of some card surgery, you could potentially pick a color cardstock that matches with it and stamp the image out on, or the sentiment out on that. You could cut it out of a fun kind of die, like you could do a heart, or you could do a deckled edge one and restamp it using your MISTI and then attach it to that. You could ink swipe onto another piece of cardstock and, you know, try to get it to match up to this so that it looks like it, and pop it up so that it doesn't exactly have to be even. So those are a couple of ways that you can fix that mistake. At this point in the game, I was not starting over because the card was almost done. So once that is done, that is the end of the card today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave the link to the Handmade Happiness group below in the more information box if you would like to join us on our hops. We do one hop every month with a different theme and technique. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Thanks. Bye.